We brought this to you as breaking news a bit earlier, but pilots at Southwest Airlines have voted overwhelmingly to authorize a strike. I want to talk more about what led up to this and what happens next. So let's bring in Casey Murray, president of the Southwest Airlines Pilots Association, to talk more about all of this. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Now, first off, just kind of explain to me what led up to this whole situation and how we got where we are right now.
Well, I think the entire public has followed Southwest's kind of woes. We've had several meltdowns. We had a historic meltdown over Christmas, stranded over 2 million passengers, and we even saw a minor one a few weeks ago. And so a lot of our negotiations have centered around operational efficiencies and scheduling issues that we've been identifying for over 5 years. So this is really focused on that, getting Southwest back to operational reliability that our guests can rely on.
Was it kind of ultimately decided that this is what was going to happen, or did you think a strike was going to be avoided?
Well, of course, we want to avoid a strike at all costs. And I would argue that what we've done with and our pilots' voice with this strong strike authorization vote is really to avoid a strike. We're trying to provide some consistency, some productivity, and really efficiency as we move forward to really assist Southwest Airlines in how they move forward and how they handle our customers.
Do you anticipate that this is going to be a lengthy situation, or do you see an end in sight anytime soon?
Well, unfortunately, I think our pilots spoke very loudly in our lack of confidence of our leadership right now at Southwest Airlines. That's really what's put us in this scenario. And as we move forward, we want it to resolve as soon as possible. And that would be best. But unfortunately, with where we're at, I believe it's going to be long and drawn out until a fundamental change in Southwest Airlines takes place.
What do you say to summer travelers? What is the impact likely to be on summer travel as we approach the time when things really start to get busy?
Well, Southwest has built this summer schedule with zero margin, and any type of disruption is going to cause another meltdown, and we are going to see another meltdown over the next month and a half. It's going to happen. And, for us and the threat of a strike, I would really be concerned if I was a passenger as we move towards the holidays. That's going to be a critical time in negotiations and as we move through the process that we're required to follow.
Do you think that these meltdowns, as you described them, we know, of course, there was the time when baggage was all over the different airports all across the country. Are those tarnishing Southwest Airlines' image overall, and has the image been tarnished?
Well, I think the fact is that our customers' confidence in Southwest is shaken to the core. I think if you look at the Department of Transportation's investigation into Southwest and now the Department of Justice's investigation, I think that speaks more volumes than I can ever really say about where Southwest is at. They're focused on not failing today instead of really winning. And as long as we can continue to do that, we are going to languish and our customers are going to suffer.
Do you think that Southwest can eventually fix its image overall after all of these meltdowns and now an impending strike?
Well, they have to. Or they're not going to survive. And that's our concern. That's where our focus has been in contract negotiations, has been around scheduling, how Southwest connects pilots to airplanes. Our frontline employees are doing an incredible job supporting our customers, and our pilots will continue to do so. We're the safest, most productive in the world, but there has to be fundamental changes in the leadership at Southwest Airlines.
Ultimately, what do you want? I know that we've talked a little bit about this and you have touched on it, but what do you want to see happen over the next hours, days, weeks, and months?
Well, I'm glad you said hours because we don't have a lot of time. before the chaos of summer travel starts. And so, our contract is focused, again, as I've said numerous times, on scheduling. We've identified processes that led to the failure that occurred over the holidays. We've identified processes that have to change. And we start the day with the right number of pilots. But as Southwest executes, those pilots are misused. Those pilots are deadheaded around, flight attendants as well. And that has to change. And it really, over the past decade, we've seen an erosion of what Southwest made its name on, which was efficiency.
All right. Captain Casey Murray, president of the Southwest Airlines Pilots Association. Thank you so much for taking the time here to join us today. Anything else that you want to add about all of this before I let you go?
Well, thank you for having me. I would just add again, our pilots spoke with a very strong voice. I'm very proud of our pilots. The fact that Southwest Airlines has never been through a strike authorization before or faced an imminent strike really speaks to where the on-site leaders, our pilots, are at.
And really quickly, before I let you go, were you surprised by how overwhelming the vote was as far as the numbers go?
Well, no, I wasn't. The pilot frustration has been there for years, and throw in contract negotiations, and it just adds, it's a powder keg. And I knew where our pilots were at, and our pilots came through, and they want their voice heard.
All right. Thank you again for taking the time here to join us.